Hi, welcome to the PlatinumPay training. Thanks so much for taking the time to look over this. The training is going to be just a basic overview of the new PlatinumPay interface. It's intended for current PlatinumPay users as well as new prospects or people who are now investigating the PlatinumPay system and what it can do for their company. This isn't designed to be a full training of all the functionality, but it is designed to give you a snapshot of some of the changes that have been made from the previous system and some of the basic functionalities that you see with PlatinumPay. PlatinumPay has some basic functions that really most users are using most of the time, and I want to make sure and go through those, and then I'll touch on some of the other features and some of the added features that have been put into the system as a result of the upgrade. You can see that the system now is icon based, whereas before it was more menu based on a normal Windows application. Now it's much more icon based, and let me just kind of show you how it's structured. On the left is where the menus are, or the groupings are. So you can see here we have 6 or 7 different groupings. We have a Today screen, we have a Payroll screen, we have an Employee screen, a Reporting, Company, Tools, and Help. Underneath some of these screens we have sub-menus. So if I click on Employee, for instance, you can see down below we have sub-menus. So we're looking at the primary menu under the Employee menu. We also have an HR menu under the Employee menu, and then we also have what's called a special menu underneath the Employee menu. Not all of these groupings have submenus. Like for instance, the Payroll grouping has no submenus, so everything you see is what you get within the Payroll grouping. And then some of them, of course, do, like we just saw. So I want to just briefly go over some of these menus and some of the icons and functionality that you see within it. This first one that I'm going to go over is Payroll. Now within Payroll and within each of these menus, now you'll see what's called a dashboard. A dashboard is a report that we've designed that really is, its purpose is to give you a snapshot of what's happening with your company. So you can see here with this particular sample company, we can see dollars by pay code. We only have one pay code, and payroll hours by pay code. So if you did have multiple, and in fact, let me just get a company, another sample company that has some different pay codes, and open up a payroll dashboard so you can just have a little better view of how it works. So this is a little bit better. So we can see payroll dollars by pay code. So you see we have 4 different pay codes: regular pay, double time, commission, and bonus. And you can see basically how those different pay codes are being distributed by dollars and by hours. You can manage overtime hours here. You can see how many regular hours and overtime hours are being worked, and how many checks versus direct deposits for each payroll. You can see your next upcoming 10 payrolls and your last 10 payrolls, the dates. And you can drill down from here, more information. So this is just giving you a snapshot, and this is new on, again, on most of these menus you'll have some sort of dashboard. These other ones are going to be familiar and pretty self-explanatory. This icon, of course, is going to allow you to start a new payroll. Here you're going to be able to edit a payroll that you're working on. If you have an unscheduled payroll, you can click this. Of course, that's going to detach it from your normal schedule. If you want a manual check that you're actually going to be writing there at your place of business, but you want it recorded in the payroll, of course you can do a manual check, and you also can view your payroll calendar. And so a lot of these things are pretty self-explanatory. Again, the design of this isn't to go through all the training of how it all works, but it's to show you where to access things and give you a basic snapshot of everything. Down below we can access employee information real easily. So you see here again we have an employee dashboard. Let me click on that and show you what that looks like. So the employee dashboard is going to give you employee by status, whether they're active, inactive. If you have independent contractors, they would also show up in here. It's going to give you employee count by department, so you can kind of see how your employee force is distributed. You can see your seniority by department. So this is based, of course, on their hire date or anniversary date. Their average rate of pay by department, your average rate, that means, sorry, this is just a continuation, so your average rate of pay per department. You can see down here and some other reports down below. Within this, of course, you can set up an employee So we can come in here and look at this. Of course, this should be somewhat familiar to you if you've used the system. If not, of course, you'll get some intense training on how this all works with employee setup. Also in here, of course, you can put in notes for an employee. You can upload documents. You can put in reminders, put in emergency contacts and family members. Down below, you'll see some more HR-specific information that you can track per employee. Things like training, reviews, previous employers, education, skills, time and labor maintenance if you're currently using a time and labor system. And so again, all this relates to a specific employee, and it's very easily accessible. And then we also have some special menu items here, some sales figures if you track sales per employee, some fields that you can define. There's also some custom fields. And so information within the employee menu, again, it's much easier to access compared to the old system. There is some added functionality, things of that nature. I would really encourage you, if you're a current user, PlatinumPay user, get in here, kind of become familiar with it, make sure that you know where to find things that you use on a regular basis, and also get familiar with some of the new functionality. The reporting has changed a little bit. So all of our reports are now being driven through what we call a report browser, and there's a couple reasons for that. Maybe I'll get into it in just a second. But all the reports that you've been used to in the past are still available, and so we have all of your payroll-related reports, all your employee-related reports, and all your company reports, all under your Basic Reports tab. And so just like before, again, it's a little bit different, but if you wanted to view your payroll register, you can right-click, you can preview that report. It's going to ask you down below what payroll run do you want to view this payroll register report. You can click on that. You can either print that to a printer, or you can preview that in a PDF, and you can do that, of course, for any pay period. In addition to your normal basic reports that you're probably familiar with, or that are pretty self-explanatory, we also have added all these payroll templates. These payroll templates have dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of reports. All these reports are very useful, but the thing we really like about this is each of these reports are very easily they're easily editable. And so you can come in here and with a Crystal Report Writer edit some of these reports and make them look and feel the way that you would like them to look and feel. And if you need to add fields or take away fields, it's very easy to do. And so I won't get into exactly the details of how to do that, but from here you can right click, you can edit this report. It's going to show you the details or the guts of this report, and then you can go in there and edit it as necessary. We also have GL exports. Again, I'm over here on the left. If we do your general ledger tracking, you can export it from right here. You can also do your QuickBooks export, your IIS file, if you do download the information to QuickBooks from right here as well. There's some company information that you can access from here. You can track contacts from here. You can upload documents for your entire employee force or for your internal use. So it can be a good document manager so that you're not dealing with a lot of paper and files. You can deal with it all here. You can access all of your employee notes for all of your employees here in one place, things of that nature. Down below in this sub-menu, we have some setup issues or some setup items. So you can come in here and define your jobs. So you see here we have a level 1 jobs. For this sample company, you can come in here and add or delete these jobs as necessary. You can do the same thing, of course, with departments. So you see here with this sample company, we have 4 different departments. Again, you can add or delete those as necessary. GL information, this is some basic GL setup. Now, we generally help you with all of this setup, but in here you can see where this is accessed. If GL numbers, account numbers do change, you can come in here and change them as necessary. Of course, we can track all of your workers' comp in here, so we can put in the different workers' comp codes with their rates, and those particular workers' comp codes can be assigned to employees. If you are enrolled in employee self-service, which is a service that your employees can access all of their information online and download pay stubs, view all their company documents, update their personal information all online, here's where you can set that up. And then one of the new features that we do have with this is a power grid, and I won't get into the details of how this works, but basically you can, a power grid is a grid that you use to enter in payroll hours and different things, and so you can actually customize that. So if you happen to have a lot of different pay types or pay types that that you would like to see in a pay grid that maybe aren't currently showing up. You can actually create a pay grid right here and then use that over and over and over again. A couple other menus that I want to touch on. This tools menu, this is a neat menu that has been added to the system. And the idea of this is if you enroll in any of these things, or you're accessing things like Swipe Clock or Attendance on Demand or Benelink, these are all third-party services that have been integrated with the system. In the past, you had to log into 2 different places to access that information. Even if the information flowed between the 2 systems, you had to log into one on one screen and log into the other on the other. Now that's all accessible in one place, and so it's called a single sign-on access. We can put in web links in here for you. You can make those web links available to employees. We also have an HR support center and tools like pay equivalency if you want to come in here and see what a pay equivalency would be for an employee, things of that nature. So anyway, I know this was a pretty brief overview, but I did want to make our current users aware of some of the changes. Some of our new clients or future prospective clients, hopefully this gave you just a good snapshot of what the system is, how it looks and feels, how easy it is to work. Again, specific training on how everything will work will be in the future, but hopefully that's a good snapshot. If you have any questions, please contact your payroll specialist. They're very familiar with how this works and the different functionality. If you're a prospective client, please contact your sales rep or your success coach. They're going to make sure and walk you through this and make sure that you're familiar with all this. Thanks so much, and we'll be talking to you soon.